question
I
answer
didn't get.
sessions today.
Now I got it.
Yeah. So, Hema Didi, you can go ahead and ask the question.
Okay. I was just wanting to know regarding yesterday's class
Mhm.
that we choose, we get the option to choose what we want, right? Like, for example, parent, that's an example you gave. So regarding that, I had a question. So I want a little clarification on that, please.
Okay. So the exact sloka, what it was saying is Karanam Gunasangasya. And then the whatever Karanam means the whatever Karanam it is, the cause and effect, Gunasangasya. It is according to our association with the material nature. However, you choose. So there is a certain amount of choice that we all have to choose between what type of material nature you want to choose or spiritual nature. You always have the choice. So that is why Jiva is called Tatashta Sakti. Tatashta means like the border case. Just like on the seashore, there is matti. All the sand is there. Sometimes the sand is under the water. Sometimes the sand is outside the water. Right? So the jiva is just like that. Jiva can always choose to be under the influence of material energy, or jiva can be choosing to be under the influence of spiritual energy. But if we choose to be under material energy, then our punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam cycle will continue. You cannot stop that. And to top it, what type of body you will get depends on what type of guna or vasana you are developing. And the guna and vasana that you are developing is by your choice. For example, somebody chose to act like a dog, meaning no rules and regulations. He can just be with he can have 10 girlfriends. A dog doesn't have any problem. So that's how I also want to live like. You can. So the nature is so kind. Arey, why you are taking so much trouble? I will give you a nice body, no, without guilt. You can just do whatever you want. So take a dog's body. So now this accepting a dog's body, maybe it is not your choice. You don't want to be in a dog's body, right? But you chose the action. The action you chose, I want to be like that. That was your first choice. Based on that choice, you got a body of a dog. But the mechanism, that way it is delivered to you, that is Karanam Gunasangasya. That Karanam, that cause was conducted, that mechanism was conducted by Krishna's superior energy. That algorithm, that law, nature's law, was Krishna's law. So Krishna delivered that body to you. Somebody wants to eat meat all the day. So much he is infatuated to eating meat. So nature is telling, Arey, why are you taking so much trouble? I'll give you a lion's body, a tiger's body. Just enjoy the meat. You see? Choice was yours. You chose to eat that meat. So Krishna is advising, as a human, you have the intelligence. Atato Brahma Jignasa. You can ask questions. You can have the choice. Now, with good intelligence, with good association, if you choose now to be under the influence of Krishna's energy, under Krishna's holy name, under Krishna's association and his devotees' association, then your nature will become that of Krishna. That is your choice. In that sense, I was saying you make the choice. But rest after you make the choice, everything else is conducted by the nature. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. In connection with the same topic, I think I'm elongating it too much, but I need some clarity.
Sure.
Does it also mean that, like how we choose our parents, we
Mhm.
choose even, do we even choose, have the choice to
In-
choose our
No,
siblings
no, no,
or
no, no. In that sense, you are
yeah,
not really choosing the parents. You are
yeah,
not really choosing the parents. There
yeah,
is
yeah,
that choice is made for you because
yeah,
that is of the higher arrangement. That is made by the higher arrangement.
yeah,
Same way, because it's a complicated algorithm, like she gave in the beginning, she gave an example. Somebody got a parent, but the child died in the womb.
yeah.
Now the child karma had only that much karma that he had to die because maybe he killed so many embryos in the past. You don't know.
Mhm.
You don't know that.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
now, why did that mother get that kind of a situation? That also you don't know. Maybe that mother helped in some way for that person. So the mother also had to experience that level of pain or suffering to receive a child who dies in the embryo.
mm, 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 mm.
You get that?
Yeah,
So it's very
yeah, yeah,
complicated. It's not between you and me. We cannot.
yeah,
Even a supercomputer cannot calculate all this.
yeah, correct. When,
Karma is so precise. It is so precise. It says, Bhagavatam gives a very nice example. Suppose there are 10,000 cows and there is one child, one calf is there. The calf knows exactly where is the mother and go to the mother directly. The same way, the karma, it is so complicated, but it is served so specifically and so accurately only to that person how much ever it had to be delivered. Only that it will be delivered. And no
okay,
mistake done.
okay. So when do we get to choose? That is also I want to know, like when do we get it? How do we I mean, I don't know how to put it, but
As a
हमको
jiva,
कब
okay,
as a jiva,
as a jiva, the choice of the ability to be independent or to choose is never taken away from you between choosing between Krishna and choosing between Maya. That independence is always there. But it comes with a caveat. Once you choose, it's like a slide, right? Right? Slide. There is a choice for some time only. There is a window of choice until you climb up the ladder on the slide, and then you're sitting on the slide. Until then only you have the choice. Once you took the choice to slide down, then that choice is gone.
1 minute. One more thing. But when you are in the slide, anytime you can choose to again see Krishna. That is the beauty. And then, right or wrong, if somebody is
It
into meat
is, but
eating and
it is
everything,
very difficult.
but I'm just saying, but of course, there is some karma which is attached. There is some karma which is like, you have a motion, a grinder is working. So by the time when you put it off, also, it will take some time
Yes, to
before that
stop.
circle, yeah, the fan stops. It takes some time
Yes,
like that. But the Jiva at every moment has the choice to
yes.
look towards Krishna and not towards Maya. So that choice we always have. And the other
But
thing is that,
materially speaking, once you are in the downward spiral, you will continue downward spiral. That's exactly what Krishna is talking about in the Bhagavad Gita.
so the
That
same
is
way,
why, that is why he says, Tesham antagatam papam. Unless you have finished all your papa karma, you cannot take to devotional service. It's not easy.
and that is why Kali Yuga,
That
it
is
is in Kali Yuga, it is very difficult, because we are all having this type of bad karma. We are
that
all papis.
association.
We are
Bad
all papis.
association.
No, wait, let me complete my sentence. So we are all actually papis, because that is why we have come to this place. In Kali Yuga, we are born. But there is a great benefit for us, because a person like Prabhupada, he is lifting us one by one. When we are all drowning in the ocean, in this Kali Yuga, we are drowning. He is lifting us one by one, one by one. He is lifting everyone and helping us to understand where are we. So we only see of these sufferings materially, we are suffering, but we have to come. Prabhupada is explaining, let's not think about these material things, let's think about these four things: janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi. So change our shift from this, materially, I don't have money, or I don't have a job, I don't have. So when you focus on these things only, then you will only focus on that. But when you focus on these four things, then you will start thinking in a different way. So Prabhupada wants us to see these four things, that they are eternally there for us. How we can stop these four things? That is his goal. Why are you suffering? Don't need to suffer. Look at Krishna. Don't look at Maya.
In fact, that
When
is
do
a very first proposal of the Vedanta Sutra. Atato Brahma Jignasa. Brahma Jignasa means first start inquiring. That curiosity of inquiry should arise in the human. If it doesn't start questioning, why am I here? Why am I suffering? What is my goal of life? If you don't ask these basic questions, your human life did not begin.
Also, the parent also has the same, just like today we have parents, all of us have parents. So the parent had a karma to have a child like us, and we had a karma to have a parent like them. And we had probably some karma, so we all are having so many, we are filled with karmas. So we are, by the nature's arrangement, all the people who have, a perfect sync of karmas, they are joined. Even people not only of a family, but people who we meet, somebody like somebody, he that person, you gave money and that person cheated you. Maybe there is a karma that we had to suffer that, because it happened with us, several times. So we how we take it, we took it that, okay, maybe there is some previous karma that we have to rin is there. That is why somebody came, he had to take the money and he went away. So like that, we have to analyze every situation, that because
Now,
we
your
are in the
question is, your
jhund
question
of
is,
karmas.
you asked how about the siblings around us, how about the relatives around us. It's like, for example, you take a bunch of money that you earned. Okay, whatever you earned, you got some money with you. Now, try to analyze all the notes that you got. What are all the transactions from the time it is printed in RBI to reach to your place? Can you even possibly do that calculation to figure out how these notes landed in your hand? You cannot. The same way, you cannot calculate all the karmas, why these people have become my siblings or my relatives. You cannot calculate. Somebody else is doing that calculation and finally it reached to you. That's all. Just like all the leaves that they fall from the tree into a river, and they're all, sometimes they come together for some journey they make, and when there is a fall, then they all separate again. It appears like for that short journey, they're all my relatives. But nobody is. Everybody is going through their own journey. And we falsely are thinking, this is my family. This is my family. I have to be so attached to them. I'm so proud of them. We are all of us are like that. But unless you get a higher picture, the bigger picture, then only you'll start looking at the world around you and yourself differently.
Any
You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're
Hema
on
Didi, you're on mute.
No, the Sambhaga last 15 years is good.
When we are in the mother's womb, do we get to choose, or after we are born, or when we like at the age of 5 or 7, when we are little sensible enough to understand what is right and wrong, then do we get the choice to make of any
no
materialistic,
choice.
like anything?
No, that like I said, the slide has already, the journey has already
Okay.
gone. The flight
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
already gone. You missed the bus. So after that, you don't have. Your choice is before, not after.
Okay.
The
Okay.
choice is before you die. That's all you had choice. After that, there was no choice.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, got it.
So this karma is at different 6 different categories. It is been categorized as. There is prarabdha karma, which is delivered to you already. What type of body you get, what type of looks you have, what type of intelligence you have, what type of parentage you have, what type of family fame and name you have, how much debt you have, how much diseases you have. These are all fixed based on your past ledger. All that bank balance sheet has been already closed. That balance sheet, so whatever is closed, you started that as your opening balance.
And we are not getting all of it. So we have so much in our ledger.
Yes.
Every time we are given only this much out of that.
Correct.
Not even this much, very, very little we are given. In each life, as a human being, we are given only little only every time. Because there is so much karma. Debt is there.
Just like Dhritarashtra, he was telling, he asked Krishna, why did you make me blind? If I was only not blind, there was no Mahabharat fight only. I would have been the king and my son would have been the king. Finished. End of the story. But he told some 20 lives back, when he was a kid, he was playing and he was poking the dragonfly's eyes. Some 20 lives back, not last life also. So that was delivered now. Because he had to wait for that much punya also to be a prince. Because he didn't have that much punya to be a prince, he can't be a prince. So he got the prince, but then that delivery of that whatever, to be blind was due, and that was delivered now. So profit, loss, everything is a very complicated ledger.
He told about that story about one person, right? Nriga, who did everything correct, only one cow. You remember that story? Were you there in that class? Have you heard that story, Hema Didi? Okay, you can tell because it's related to this only topic.
Okay, I'll tell you briefly. So,
yeah.
So the story goes like this. Because previously, people would do a lot of punya karma. They would do a lot of charity and all that, especially kings. So he would do a lot of, godana. And he knew, everybody knows, to donate a cow is very, very auspicious, and that too to a Brahmana. So he was donating these cows to Brahmanas, and thousands of cows every day, so much program was going on. But one cow, after giving donation to the cow, Brahmana, decided to walk back into the Goshala. So that same cow was donated to the next Brahmana. So this Brahmana who received, he counted, I got one cow less. What happened? So he wanted to go back and he saw on the way, another Brahmana got that cow. Then he said, hey, wait a minute, you took my cow. He said, I didn't take your cow. I took whatever the king has given me. Then they both had a conflict. Then the conflict had to be resolved. So they both go back to the king. Then the king says, sorry, it was a mistake. The cow just walked back, and but without knowing, I gave you the cow. And please, can you return that cow? In return, I will replace with another cow. He says, do you even know to take back something what you have given in charity to a Brahmana, how much sin you will incur? So as a good citizen, I cannot let my king get sin. So I cannot give you the cow. I'm sorry. Then this king says to the first Brahmana, okay, by mistake, I cannot get you that same cow. I can compensate with 100 cows. Is that okay? Then this Brahmana says, are you judging me that I'm greedy? I'm not a greedy Brahmana. It is so bad of you as a king to think that I'm a greedy Brahmana. I'm not even wanting anything extra. I'm a good Brahmana. Then he didn't know how to resolve this problem. This guy doesn't want to give. That guy doesn't want to accept extra. Nobody wanted to take anything more. So he could not solve the problem. Thinking of how to solve the problem, he was feeling so bad at the words of the Brahmanas that he doesn't want to hurt anybody, and the Brahmanas don't want to hurt the king. The whole situation was not solvable. Thinking like that, he died with heart attack or whatever. The king died. But because there was a mistake in his process of doing charity, there was no mercy. There was no mercy. The king became a lizard in the next life. You cannot explain how this. Now, did he choose to become a lizard? No. He chose to do good work. He chose to be a good king. He chose to do charity. And for that, he got this result of being a lizard. But because he did so much punya karma, you don't know, I don't know how this punya karma is going to actually come in his favor. The story goes like this: that lizard stayed in the well for several yugas. It happened in Satya Yuga. This guy stays until Dwapar Yuga for Krishna to come, and Krishna puts his hand and touches that lizard, and he becomes a devata.
And he tells this story.
And he narrates this entire story. So we don't know how an action or a reaction is translated into. We try to look into these details, but we cannot. We cannot decipher. This is why Karanam Gunasangasya, how it is delivered, the mechanism of delivery is Daivanetrena. Daivanetrena means Krishna is saying, right? It is by my divine eyes, I am keeping track and I am delivering everything. So the delivery mechanism is by Krishna, but the choice is ours. Where until some point only the choice is yours. Not completely. You cannot choose your own parents. You cannot choose everything like that. That choice is made for you by Daivanetrena.
Means exactly this particular parent you have got
you cannot,
is
you have no
not
choice.
chosen by you. Whatever choices you made in your past, and then this calculation is made by the Lord that you have this karma and the parent has this karma, then the Lord is joining both of them. Even children,
Yes.
to have children or to not have children is all karma.
But again, there is an algorithm for that. Like, for example, like yesterday, the same topic auntie asked. So, an unsuccessful yogi, Suchinam Srimate Gehe, so very advanced, they can get very advanced parents who are either advanced in spiritual knowledge or they're very, very opulent materially, like a royal family. One of the two you can get. So Prabhupada explains, suppose you have advanced a little bit only in spiritual life, not too much. You have advanced very little and you stopped your journey for whatever reason, then you get a royal family. But you are advanced a lot in your devotional life, such people will get advanced spiritual parents. You see? So that algorithm is already there. In that sense, you have chosen. But now, what happens, even the parents, there is something called as Garbhadana Samskara. So the parents are also purifying the womb there are processes. In fact, for Prabhupada instructed all the disciples before conception to chant 50 mala of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We try to do for all three. So 50 mala of Hare Krishna, when you chant, automatically the soul that would enter would be a very pious soul. That is the guarantee. So in that sense, there is some level of choice. If you want to call it a choice, the parent is also choosing and the child is also choosing. But we don't know the face of both. That again, still Krishna only is arranging both. In fact, there is a beautiful verse in Bhagavatam. It says, there will be a belt of Kaveri river. Kaveri, Tungabhadra, that river belt is there. Those who are drinking water from that river belt, in the next 10,000 years, there will be a time where all the people who will be born in that region, in that belt, will all be pure devotees who will want to propagate the Sankirtan Yajna forward. Can you imagine? Today we had only one Prabhupada walking around us to purify and help so many devotees. Imagine a whole city or a whole village being pure devotees. So that again will be because of the disciples who will become very sincere disciples. They will be able to invoke these great souls. In fact, it said Devatas are standing in a line to take birth in Kali Yuga. They're waiting for good parents. So that's a choice. So Devatas know this mechanism. So they are waiting for that choice. They want the correct parents to come and take birth. There are so many examples like that. Like how Ganga had 7 children. There are Ashtavasus. All the 7 decided to transfer their lifespan to Bhishma, the 8th one. And the 8th one became the longest living Vasu. Ashtavasus. There are 8 directions who are in charge of 8 directions. So they knew this mechanism.
So the best thing to do, surrendering, complete surrenderance,
That is what
and
Krishna recommends.
chanting.
That's what Krishna recommends, to become his devotee. Man bhava to madhyaji mam namaskuru. How you should always engage all your activities in thinking about Krishna, for Krishna, with love.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Now
कृष्णा
we
माता
want-
जी।
Hare
माता जी,
Krishna.
इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि हम लोग कोई बहुत अच्छे कर्म तो नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन जानबूझ के कुछ गलत काम भी ना करें,
Correct.
है ना।
पर हम-
बाकी सब कुछ भगवान के ऊपर, वो डिपार्टमेंट भगवान जी का है कि वो हमें किसका बच्चा बनाते हैं या हमें क्या वो देते हैं, पर
हाँ
हम जानबूझ के कुछ गलत काम ना करें
ना
Yeah, but
और
you cannot. You live in
Am I
this
right?
world. Krishna says every work that you do, it is filled with fault. For example, if there is fire, there will be smoke. You cannot have a fire without smoke. The same way,
Yes.
if there is work in this world, there will be fault. That is why when we do
Okay.
any puja part, anything we do, mantra heenam, kriya heenam, bhakti heenam, we don't have. So whatever we are chanting, chanting is not perfect. Our kriya
Perfect.
of doing the work is not perfect. Our bhakti is not perfect.
Yes,
So please
Prabhuji.
excuse us with all these faults. Please accept our service. That's how devotees pray. I know whatever I am doing is not perfect. But Krishna, please accept. So Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. Just like our child, when the small baby, you tell him to eat. He is trying to eat, but half is falling out. He does not know to eat properly. He wants to feed you also. He'll put you sometimes not in the mouth. He'll put somewhere here, somewhere here. But mother doesn't take any offense. Yeah, he has an intention of feeding me. That's all mother will think. Oh, mother will not be taking fault. Oh, you didn't do it right. Mother will not say that. Oh, so cute, pyare pyare bache. You're feeding me. You're trying to feed me. That's all mother will take. Krishna is also like that. Krishna is seeing, oh, how nice this guy does not know how to chant also. He's making an attempt, no? He's trying, no? Krishna only takes that. That is why it's called Bhavagrahi Janardana. But
But
Krishna can
because
also find out what is usme kya quote hai. what is he is trying to cheat me. If you are trying to cheat me, mother will know that also. You are trying to give this chocolate to get some other favor. Oh, I know that also. If mother can find out what Krishna cannot find out, people give gold, 50 lakhs, 1 crore, they'll give to Balaji. But they have another 100 crore project sitting in the mind. I want that. So you can't bribe Krishna. You cannot. People might think to show off, they want their name everywhere. I'm a big donor. I gave so much to Balaji. I gave so much to Krishna. They can say anything. But what is inside the heart, only Krishna knows. That is why with Krishna and not with other devatas, don't do any distinction. But when Krishna, you give something, Krishna is very clever. He does not see what you gave. Krishna sees what you did not give, how much you're holding back. So that is very important when you're trying to become a pure devotee of Krishna. All this topic of discussion is how to improve your bhakti, how to purify your bhakti, how to make it a pure devotion. Because that
not
is what
business.
Krishna is asking. Yeah, not business.
Yeah. I'll do this, you give this.
Anything you mix inside pure devotion becomes contaminated. So Krishna is waiting for the pure bhakti. When are you ready for that pure bhakti? We are not ready, basically. So yesterday's sloka also is very nice because with good association, there are a lot of pious souls who are waiting to know how to practice pure bhakti. They just are not aware. So there is no opportunity. So Prabhupada tells very nicely, I have created this society of devotees so that people can at large take association to understand what is pure bhakti. People know what is sentiment. Sentimentally to worship, people have already all that Sanatan Dharma, Jai, Modi, Jai, this, Jai. We know how to do all the slogans. But that's at a very, 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 very superficial level. That's really external. It's like skin deep. That kind of bhakti cannot invoke you into the next level. It has to take you to the next level. Those religious practices have to take you to the next level. And that next level should take you to the next level. And that next level should take you to the next. In other words, you have to be progressive. Obviously, you cannot become a pure devotee overnight. Okay, we have to do whatever we have to do. But with good association, you have to understand everything. This chanting we say, right? You have to learn to chant. So this is an upasana. This is mantropasana. Mantra upasana. You have to, you cannot vibrate the holy name just like that. So there are 10 offenses. You should know what is the 10 offenses to clear them. Then how the mind should be purified every single day. Cheto darpanam arjanam. The mind is to be cleansed. So every religious principle is meant to purify the mind. And if it is not, then that mind, unclean mind, is not fit for any other kind of a worship that you can offer. Like once Hema Didi asked, I know one person who does puja part every day. After he finishes that, open his mouth, full garbage comes out. So we have such examples. Why? Because his practice is not taking him to the next level. In fact, it is very interesting. There is one sloka that we were supposed to chant today. in Bhagavatam, it actually talks about that sloka only. Let me share that.
Today we have another person in our group, Preetam Mataji. Hare Krishna, Preetam
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
So I put it in our, our Morrisville group, and
Okay.
so she is here today. And if you have any questions also, please feel free to ask.
Okay, this is a sloka we were supposed to learn. You want to chant once? We can do
Yeah.
that. Neha
Neha
yat karma
yat karma
कर्म
dharmaya.
dharmaya
धर्माय
Neha yat karma dharmaya.
Neha yat
नेहा
karma
यत् कर्म
dharmaya
धर्माय क्यों खोल रहे हो?
Neha yat
अरे इसमें
karma
दिख रहा है कि
dharmaya.
Neha
irritating
yat
लगता है।
karma dharmaya
धर्माय क्लियर दिख रहा
Na viragaya
na
है। न
viragaya
विरागाय
kalpate.
kalpate
कल्पते
Na viragaya kalpate.
na
न
viragaya kalpate
कल्पते
Na tirthapada sevaye.
na
न
tirthapada
तीर्थपाद
sevaye
सेवायै
Jivan api
जीवन
जीवन
अपि
अपि
mruto hi saha.
मृतो हि सः
मृतो हि सः
Jivan api mruto hi saha.
जीवन अपि
जीवन
मृतो हि
अपि
सः
मृतो हि सः।
Telugu translation want to read somebody?
నేను చదవనా?
చదువు.
ఎవని కర్మ
చదువుతాం.
చదువు.
అత్త చదువు.
చదవండి చదువు లక్ష్మి, పర్లేదు.
ఓకే. ఎవని కర్మ అతనిని ధర్మ జీవనమునకు ఉద్ధరించుటకై ఉద్దేశింపబడలేదో, ఎవని ధర్మానుష్ఠానము అతనికి వైరాగ్యమును కలుగజేయదో, ఎవని వైరాగ్యము తీర్థపాదుడకు భగవానుని ఎడ భక్తిని కలిగించదో, అతడు శ్వాసించుచున్నను మృతునిగానే భావింపబడును.
Yes. हरे कृष्ण.
हिंदी में हरे कृष्णा कोई बोलना चाहेंगे? रीड करिए.
पारुल माता जी.
जिस पुरुष के कर्म से ना तो धार्मिक जीवन का उत्कर्ष होता है, ना जिसके धार्मिक विधि विधानों से उसे वैराग्य प्राप्त हो पाता है, और वैराग्य प्राप्त पुरुष यदि श्री भगवान की भक्ति को प्राप्त नहीं होता तो उसे जीवित होते हुए भी मृत मानना चाहिए. हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्णा. हेमा दीदी, you want to say the English?
Yes, please. Yes, Hare Krishna. I just wanted to enlarge. I can't see.
We cannot enlarge it more actually.
Okay, I got it. Hare Krishna. Anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, anyone whose ritualistic performances do not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead, although he is breathing. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you can understand, this is exactly just like how in school or college, if you are admitted in school, you are expected to finish your high school. After that, you are expected to finish your college. After that, you are expected to finish your degree. Now, if you did not, if you are a high school dropout, or if you are dropout in the college, or even if you are a dropout at a degree, then you are considered unpad. You are uneducated. Correct? The same
Yes.
way, Krishna is saying here, the entire yoga process, whatever the entire yoga process which is given in the entire Vedas, It is meant for us to progressively go from one step to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, and finally get Krishna Bhakti, devotion to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you don't get to this stage, then you should be considered, even though you are living, as good as dead. You are a dead man. Is there any value? When dead person is there, they do a lot of decoration, everything. So much decoration is done to a dead body. Is there any value to it?
No.
No. The same way, if we decorate ourselves in a beautiful house, in a beautiful gadi, beautiful everything, but we did not become bhakta of Krishna, then it is like decorating a dead body only. So this is the point here. All the ritualistic activities the whole country is doing, if it is not helping them go to the next step of Vairagya, then it is waste. Some people might have gone to Vairagya, but if it is that Vairagya did not take them to Krishna Bhakti, then even that Vairagya is waste. That is the verdict of Bhagavatam. Isn't it wonderful? I mean, it's such a coincidence of whatever topic we are talking.
Yeah. It happens so many times that the same topic we discuss and the shloka is also like that only. So many times it has happened. Same discussion we did in Bhagavad Gita and then it comes in Bhagavatam also. It's very unique. I think we've understood this topic quite well. Any other questions you have related to this topic or any other topic, please feel free to ask the questions.
Very nice. Very
Hare
nice.
Krishna. May I ask
Krishna.
you one,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
one
please.
question? This ritual, I have also noticed that after death, a lot of decoration is done. Why is it done to the dead body being sent for funeral? Why?
It's an honor.
Because
It's an honor.
ultimately
It's
it's
an
a
honor. Basically, it's an honor.
honor to
That is what,
departed.
when the person is living, had they did that honor, the person would have benefited materially also. Now that honor, that guy is dead. Now people are ready to even hold that dead body on their shoulder. That shoulder they could have given when he was alive. That they don't do.
Prabhuji, one thing more I wanted to ask in this connection. During these days when Pitru Paksh is being celebrated, or you can say undergoing Pitru Paksh. So actually now I'm midway, I'm in Krishna consciousness line, and another few material which we receive, that Pitru Paksh, a lot of things have to be donated to Pandits and all, which frankly I do not actually do. Because earlier we were from Arya Samaji background. So in that Arya Samaji group, it is believed that you should give things to needy persons, not to the Brahmins always. So I want to ask little bit connected with Pitru Paksh, what should actually be done?
First of all, you should understand this whole philosophy of Shraddha ceremony. There is something called as Dasha Samskara. Samskara means reformation. When the jiva, when the baby is born, in fact, even before the baby is born, these samskaras begin, which is to, again, the same thing. Ritualistic ceremonies are meant for progressive development of consciousness. That means, what is the consciousness right now? It is attached to the body, just like the coconut shell. Inside the mava is there, that white one, the kernel is attached to the shell. But when the coconut is becoming mature and mature, slowly inside part has to be detached. Even though it is inside the shell only, it has to be detached to the shell. So then that is called copra. You call it copra. In Telugu, they call it kuridi. So this kuridi has more value than the actual copra. It has the highest oil content. It has so many good qualities about coconut. So while staying inside, there are several layers. You know, the top layer is a fiber, then the second layer is the shell, and the third
Hard
layer
shell.
is the inside part. But that part has to be detached. So, like that, the consciousness of a person is right now attached, just like two layers of the coconut. One is this body, and the second is the fiber, which is the mind. So, the consciousness is attached to both of it. So, all the religious processes, all the reformatory processes, all the samskaras are given so that the consciousness becomes little bit detached. Unless it is detached, you cannot think of transcendental activities, which is beyond this material world. Right now, we can only think of what is connected to the body. You cannot think
Okay.
of beyond the body. You cannot, because you're attached. That attached is so tight, so tightly ingrained in us. You cannot. So slowly, slowly, little by little, they have a technique. If you go to Godavari belt, they have all the techniques. None of us actually can master it, but those people have mastered it in Godavari belt. You see, they are experts in making a coconut turn into a copra. And it is not easy. And these are very specific farmers who know how to do this coconut farm. All farmers also don't know. Even coconut farmers also, unless they are specialized in this line, they don't know how to make a copra. Only few people know this.
Oh,
And yeah, it's very, very, it's an art. Like the same way, to make the consciousness detached from this body is also an art. And that art can be achieved and learned under the guidance of a pure devotee only. So, of all the Dasha Samskaras, all the 9 samskaras you give to your children. But the last samskara you have to do for your parents. And the reason that is done is that the way it is done, the technique is somehow or other, the soul, which is attached to the body and mind, somehow has to hear the name of Krishna. That is why the Pindadan is done. Pindadan is nothing but it's prasad offered to Krishna.
okay.
And that is the main reason it is done in Varanasi, in Kasi, is because it is understood that the vibration there is chanted by Lord Shiva himself. He is chanting the holy name of Rama. He is the most expert in all the people. Of all the people you can think of, he is the only person who knows expertly to chant the names of Rama. Because of that vibration, it is touching the holy waters of Ganga, which itself touched the holy feet of Vamanadev, and coming down like that, it's a beautiful confluence of Ganga, which is touching the holy name of Rama, which is touched by the lotus mouth of Shiva. You are all going to Varanasi to somehow do this Pindadhan, because somehow or other, this soul, departed soul, if it gets in touch with Krishna's name, Prasadam, or the devotees, which is Ganga, the soul will get one good chance of a nice birth. At least you will not get an animal birth. At least that soul will get a human birth. This is the idea. But after becoming a devotee, if you know this technique, you don't have to wait for going to Ganga. You don't have to wait for doing Pitradhan, Pindadan. Every day you are doing, a Prasad Sevana. You offer every day. Every day you are chanting Krishna's name. Every day you are listening Bhagavat. So, by attachment, if the soul comes back even once by mistake to your house, it said generally the first 10 days are the time. It's called Yatana Sharira, the transition time. Before the soul gets another body, the soul might come travel to your house or whoever the loved ones is. So the soul will keep coming there again and again. So you continue, intensify your chanting, you intensify your offering prasad. So those 10 days you invite more of your friends, relatives, those who love him, the departed one. And then obviously when they are coming, you're a devotee. A devotee is always, open heart. It's open invitation, open heart. Everything you want to give, paropakaram idam shariram. That is what a devotee's life is. So you keep giving, always gifts. Dinnati prati dinnati. Always you are taking gifts and giving gifts. That's what a Brahmana does. That's a devotee, is a Brahmana.
Acha.
So you have to feed. And Krishna says, I eat through the mouth of my devotees. How does Krishna eat? Through the mouth of devotees.
That devotee may not be Brahman by birth.
No. Devotee means by birth, first of all, there is nothing in the Vedas. By birth, you become Brahmana. Like saying, by birth, my mother is a doctor, so I'll become a doctor. Is it possible?
No.
Same thing with Brahmana also. Guna karma vibhagashaha. Krishna is saying, Chatur varnam maya srushtam guna karma vibhagashaha. How the Chatur varnam, 4 varnas and 4 ashramas are created by their guna and by their karma.
By their karma, yes.
That's all. By guna karma, vibhagashaha. By division. The division is made.
What is the meaning of guna karma, you tell? Do you tell guna
means,
karma?
Guna is your quality. Just like some people, no matter where you put them, they only think of how to do business.
Then they will be Vaishyas.
Vaishya. It's a Vaishya. There are some people, no matter what you do, they're very, very intellectual. Then what are they?
Brahmins.
They're Brahmin. No matter what you do, some people always want to control others, take charge, their leadership. I'm this, do like this, stand in a line. Don't, people say like that. Kshatriyas.
Yes.
Some people, no matter how much you tell, sir, please tell me what I should do.
They are the Shudras.
Exactly. That's
No,
all.
my question was like, I live in Hardwar. When my mother-in-law passed away, we did all the rituals as people from far-off places also come to Hardwar. So everything was done. But when my son passed away, he was just 40 and we were in Noida. So in those days of Corona period, we could not do much except call the Pandit and then do all the pujas and all. Since he was religious person by heart, he used to go to temple no matter how busy he used to be, but he used to visit the temple before coming back home. So probably during last days of Corona, he too must have remembered God. I do not know. But when we performed the rituals, we were not in Hardwar. Though we carried his ashes to Ganga also, but it was nearly 2 months later when we did the final rituals in Hardwar. So now I want to know that during Pitru Paksh, whatever I do for my parents-in-law, that's different. But my son died young. So anything extra I could have done for him. This year also I performed in his name also. But as a follower of your group, Krishna consciousness group, what else can I do? This is my question.
What else can you do? There is
because he must
in Bhagavad, I'll tell you the highest standard. Then you can choose anything in between. That's your choice. I'll tell you what is the highest standard. So Krishna says,
must have taken birth somewhere. That is very true.
Yeah.
But
so I'll tell you what Bhagavad says. Bhagavad says, if you become a pure devotee of Krishna, not kacha, pakka.
That I know.
Okay. Then 7 generations, aage 7 generations piche, they all get mukti, not ordinary.
Okay.
They are liberated.
if it is pure devotee, then.
If you become a pure devotee, 7 generations, that means 14 generations are liberated just by one person becoming a devotee.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So what is our goal?
But no, the Krishna also tells, like, to explain about your son's activity, whatever little he did, Krishna says, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. But let's say you did not do that high standard of pure devotion. You did very little something. I'm saying Swalpam apyasya means you understand very little. Dharmasya.
Yes.
Dharma means again not sentimental dharma. Some dharma which is progressive dharma. If you have done,
Yes.
Salpam apyasya dharmasya trayate means to deliver. Mahato bayat. From the greatest of dangers, I will protect him. And what is the greatest of danger? You can tell?
Greatest of danger is not, I mean, greatest danger is getting rebirth in the lowest category.
Exactly. To lose human birth itself is the greatest danger. Because as long as you have a human body, there is some hope. You will become a devotee one day. One day some buddhi will come to you. But dogs, cats, animals, they will never ever inquire. So that is the greatest danger. That means Krishna is promising at least he will become a human. Like that.
And according to his activities, he may.
Yeah, then again, like choice, like now also we have choice. Every minute we have choice. Every day we have choice. Every week we can decide, okay, why Bhagavad Gita, I heard enough, bas karo. You can choose. You can choose not to be a devotee anymore. But you can choose to become a very serious devotee in the next minute. So this is the lowest standard and that is the highest standard. Anything in between you choose.
The only thing I would say is that you can chant for that person and pray for that person, that we can always pray for the other souls, not only for yourself, for everyone we can pray that they all get to Krishna consciousness. So that we can do, and we become more and more serious and try to be that one pure devotee. You want to really help that soul, try ourselves. If we try to be devotee, at least with our because of us, he will also get that benefit, because Krishna says 7 generations front and 7 back, they all get liberated. So in that way also you can think. So whichever way, you can always pray for that person, that they, wherever they are, they should take to Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Mataji. That I always do. At the moment, I'm in his house only in Noida.
Okay.
And
okay.
all that I always do.
Yes.
Least I do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any other questions we have? Anybody else wants to ask anything? Looks like no other questions, and it's also
everything has been explained so well. We
Yes.
have reached the satisfaction that yes, all our queries have been very patiently answered. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart. God bless you all with real
Thank you.
Krishna consciousness and your
Yes.
family, everyone.
We want
Thank you so much.
everyone, not only in our group, but the whole world also to take to Krishna consciousness. Let's all
Lakshmi
become more
Aunty wants to say
serious.
something.
We want Lakshmi Aunty to say.
something.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. అన్ని దానాల్లోకి అన్నదానం గొప్పది అంటారు కదా. సో అన్నదానం చేస్తే సత్ఫలితాలు ఉంటాయి అని బిలీవ్. ఇట్స్ ట్రూ ఆల్సో. ఆకలితో ఉన్నవాడికి అన్నం పెట్టడం కంటే గొప్ప దానం ఏముంటుంది? ఇట్ మే బి అ స్మాల్ థింగ్, బట్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ ఏ రోల్. ఇక్కడ
college education definitely is better than No, college education
Vidyadhanam.
is better than, no,
Vidyadhanam?
I'm
Definitely.
going somewhere else. College education is better than elementary school, correct?
Mm.
But
Okay.
then there are some things higher than college education also, correct?
I get your point, Prabhuji.
So those who are not doing anything, those who are not studying anything, for them, these instructions are given. For somebody who is a miser, Krishna, in 12th chapter, he gives lot of comparison. Okay, you cannot do bhakti, no, don't worry. At least chant my name. You cannot chant my name, at least do sadhana bhakti, at least practice. You cannot do sadhana bhakti, don't worry. At least read scriptures and try to understand the philosophy. If you cannot understand philosophy also, no, don't worry. Do some charity. You cannot do charity, don't worry. At least you do some selfless work a little bit.
అక్కడికి వస్తుందా అన్నదానం?
Exactly. అక్కడికి వస్తుంది. So, eighth chapter, conclusion, the last sloka. Daneshu, yajneshu, tapasu, chaiva, everything, whatever is mentioned in the Vedas, నువ్వు అన్ని చేసే. అన్ని చేస్తే నీకు ఎంత ఫలం వస్తుంది? దానేషు, ఉన్న దానాలు, అన్ని దానాలు చేసే. తపస్సు, అన్ని తపస్సులు ఉన్నాయి, అన్ని తపస్సులు చెప్పి కలిపి అన్ని నువ్వు చేసే. సపోజ్ యజ్ఞేషు, అన్ని యజ్ఞాలు, అశ్వమేధ యజ్ఞం దగ్గర నుంచి అన్ని యజ్ఞాలు నువ్వు చేసే. లెట్స్ సే అన్ని శాస్త్రాలు, అన్ని వేదాలు నువ్వు పఠించేసే. వేద పఠన పాండిత్యం వచ్చేసింది నీకు, అది చేసేసావు అనుకో. అవన్నీ కలిపి నీకు ఎంత ప్రోగ్రెస్ వస్తుంది? అంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ జస్ట్ బై సరెండరింగ్ టు కృష్ణ. కృష్ణ భక్తి చేస్తే వస్తుంది అని కృష్ణుడు డిక్లరేషన్ అది. సో దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ హై నాలెడ్జ్. సడన్ గా హై నాలెడ్జ్ ఒకేసారి ఎవరికైనా ఇస్తే ఇట్స్ టూ మచ్ ఫర్ దెమ్ టు టేక్ ఇట్. ఓ ఐమ్ గాడ్, వాట్ ఆర్ యూ టాకింగ్? బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ మై వర్షన్, దిస్ ఇస్ కృష్ణాస్ వర్షన్.
It's better than not doing anything. It's better to do dana, annadana. And annadana also, when you do any charity, it also comes with a reaction. And most of the people do not know. So if
and
you
we
do
are not also interested in doing only annadana. Annadana cheste, you have prati dananiki ఆ దాన ఫలితాన్ని తీసుకోవడానికి ఇంకో జన్మ ఎత్తాలి. సో కృష్ణ ప్రసాదాన్ని పంచితే అట్లీస్ట్ నీకు ఆ బాండేజ్ ఉండదు. So because you are giving transcendental prasadam.
You can talk about the three karmas, right? The three vikarma, akarma. You can tell that right now. It is a good point. So 5 minutes, another 5 minutes, that's a very important, because we're talking about the same thing.
The best is only to chant, surrender and chant. Above everything.
No, it's correct. Surrender and chant. But we are in this material
doesn't
world.
mean that you will not be charitable. It doesn't mean you're not charitable. You're very charitable.
You should be charitable. But what charity you should do?
You should know,
do the right charity. Don't do a charity which will bind you again. So every week in our house, we have programs. We do so much. I cook every time, offer to Krishna, I do. That is also coming under, but my charity is not to just feed people. No, it's not that they are not having food. What are we feeding? We are giving Krishna prasadam. And what it is doing? It is changing their heart. So such dana we have to give. We are also giving dana. We are giving books. What we are giving? We give Bhagavad Gitas to devotees. We give Krishna book to devotees. We give small books to devotees. That is also dana. But this dana is not going to bind. We also give. What dana we are going?
What happened to that is just now I told the story of Ruga. He gave highest dana, Godhanam chesadu. But
Hmm.
result is he became a lizard.
Because of his
correct.
punya,
Yeah.
okay, he got a chance to be in the
Touch Krishna.
village where Krishna was appearing. So
Yeah.
that is great.
Yeah, it is not
But
wasted. Nothing is wasted. But we need to know what is potential. What is your potential? Just like what is the highest return on investment? You need to know what is
also,
the highest return on investment. You have very limited time. You have only next 10 years or 20 years to live. So in that 10 or 20 years, what is the maximum benefit return I can get? You should know. It's basic common sense.
just like when Parikshit Maharaj had only 7 days, what was
7
the
days,
best
yeah.
thing he asked? What is the best thing I should do within this 7 days? And he understood by the association of devotees that hearing Bhagavad is what we should do. He was not
Because
sitting
he
and
had
doing
the
dana at
best
that time.
counsel. He had the best counsel to advise him. This is what you should do.
Right.
But at the same time, we should not become miser also. Our heart
Oh,
should
yeah.
be
This is not to this instruction is not to tell you to become miser.
no, but also at the
You have
same
to
time,
do in such a way that you should not, whatever work you do, should not bind you.
try to not bind yourself. There is going to be karma reaction that we have to, but as much as possible. See, even the Shastra says that you have to give to like the king Nriga was giving to the right Brahmanas. Everything he did correct. The Brahmana was correct. The cows were correct. Everything was correct. But today, what dana normally people are doing, what are they doing? They are not giving to the right candidate.
They are not even Brahmana.
So what is the reason why we are doing that? There is because the Brahmana accepts, and then he is again keeping some, and he's supposed to distribute the remaining. Such Brahmanas are not there only in the world today. So you are doing something, okay, you have to do, because we have to do some ritualistic things. We will do that things because, in society, if you become like a completely this thing, that I don't want to, so that's different. But we don't have, if you have correct Brahmana who can accept whatever you are giving and keep what they want and distribute the rest to other Brahmanas or other people, then that is correct. Then you do it. Yeah.
So
You
it's
can't
okay,
give to
even if
any Brahmana.
they are taking from us, and even if they are giving, it is not wrong also. It is
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, they can give. They can again donate. But they
Okay.
cannot give back to the same person.
Mm-hmm.
The story says that he received the cow, but when the king says, okay, you give it back, I'll give to the other guy, or I'll give you more. What did he say? The point is that you cannot take it back. You gave the dana, don't take it back. He's not supposed to take it back. But the Brahmana can give to anybody else of his choice. So like that. So many, because dana is also a very big science. The point of dana is to make us become charitable, to make us become soft in our heart. The goal is that. So chanting, what it is doing, our heart is so hard like a rock. We are trying to make the heart soft by chanting, and all these things are also slowly they are supposed to change. That's what he's saying. No, renunciation. What is renunciation? To give dana is renunciation. You have something and you are ready to share with someone or give to someone, so it makes your heart softer.
Right.
Yeah.
Mataji, this can be one of the reason that in Hinduism also, right from the beginning only, we are trained that when we visit the temple, we should give little bit of offering to all the deities. Maybe this could be the reason behind that. One should learn to give in the name of God.
Renunciation. We are renouncing, actually. We are trying to get this little by little, and then we have to not be attached to our body only. Renunciation of, so what are we trying to learn from this? is that I'm not this body. The things attached to this body are also not mine. I cannot hold. So, and
Yes.
also ultimately, this body also is not mine. I'm going to renounce it. So we don't be attached to the body also. So there we are trying to reach there. But somebody is, doing dan and all these things. If they are not ready to hear, you cannot tell them, no, you're doing wrong.
Huh.
You cannot tell like that. Whatever he is doing, at least he is doing that. He will get confused and he'll stop that also what he's doing.
Mhm.
So we don't disturb anybody if they're doing something.
True.
But
True.
if that person is coming to the understanding of higher consciousness, like the Sloka Prabhu was saying, and trying to understand Krishna, then you can tell this topic. But not to everyone just like that. Actually, whatever we are discussing here in this class is not for just any beginners, because we have all been in this program for so long, and some people might not see. Don't take me wrong. Somebody has higher consciousness already in this consciousness. He might be new to our group, but that person, if they have this type of consciousness, they can immediately adapt and they can understand what we are saying. So it's not about being new or to us, but their consciousness is already that much developed, then they can understand this concepts, what we are talking. Because they are like, like not elementary concepts. They're a little bit, we are going a little more deeper into the subject.
Hello, Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
ఈ కలికాలంలో
Mhm.
బ్రాహ్మణులకే దానం చేయాలంటే ఎక్కడవుతుంది?
అదే అంటున్నాము. That only we are
Hmm.
saying.
అందుకే ఆకలితో ఉన్నవాడికి
కలౌ శూద్ర సంభవః. కలికాలంలో పుట్టావు, కలౌ శూద్ర సంభవః. కలికాలంలో పుట్టాము అంటే అందరూ శూద్రులే. శూద్ర డెఫినేషన్ ఏంటి అంటే he is not interested in spiritual life. Sudra, he only thinks about today. I earned the money today, I have to spend the money today. He does not know what is future planning. No future planning. No, future planning means how we have to plan for our next journey. He is a Brahmana.
ఇవాళ తిన్నాను నాకు చాలు అని నేనైతే అనుకోనులే. We do prayer, పూజ అన్ని ఏవో చేతనైనంతా చేస్తుంటాం కొంచెం కొంచెం. మీలాగా కాదు.
No. It is
చెప్పేది ఏంటంటే
a journey.
ఈ కలికాలంలో మనకు
There is no
చేతనైన
Brahmana. Yeah.
అన్నదానం, విద్యాదానం అలాంటివి వీలైనంత వరకు చేస్తే కొంతవరకు మనకి సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్, సోల్ సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్.
Yes. No, Maname, that is why, because there is no Brahmana, the instruction Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, you only become that Brahmana. Brahmana ante em ledu. There are only 6 things a Brahmana does. Whoever does the 6 things is a Brahmana. What are the 6 things? Yajana Yajana, Patana Patana, Dhinnati Prati Dhinnati. Meaning, 6 things what he should do. He should study scripture and he should teach scripture. He should do yajna and he should help others do yajna. He should accept gifts and he should give gifts. This is a Brahmana. If whoever does these 6 things, and of course, there are 10 qualities of a Brahmana. Udayan lechin దగ్గర నుంచి how he conducts himself, samo, dhamo, tapas, saucham, arjavam, all these things are there. అవి కూడా 10 qualities ఉండాలి. ఆ 10 qualities Krishna explains. If you have these 10 qualities and do 6 activities, you are a Brahmana. So we should become. So today we are studying scripture every day under the guidance of a guru, and we are teaching. That is what we are doing. We are doing Sankirtana, we are sharing. No, you can also do that. It is not anything that you cannot do. All you are doing is what? You are hearing some Bhagavad Gita, and then whatever you learn, you share with others. Even that is natural. You saw one movie, Bahubali, chala baagundi telusa, chudochu nuvu kuda అని చెప్తున్నామా లేదా? You are sharing. You are already sharing. ఈ చీర ఇక్కడ చాలా బాగుంది, డిస్కౌంట్ వస్తుంది, మామూలుగా 5,000 ఉంటది, ఇక్కడ 2,000కి వచ్చింది, వెళ్ళి తీసుకో బాగుంటుంది చెప్తున్నామా లేదా? You are a preacher, but you have to now change that topic to Krishna. కృష్ణుడు భగవద్గీతలో ఇలా అన్నాడు, చాలా బాగుంది, ఈ విషయం నీకు తెలుసా? అంతే. దట్స్ అ ప్రీచర్.
సరే, వినేవాళ్ళు ఎంతమంది బాబు?
అనవసరం. నీవు అది కాలేజ్ లో, యూనివర్సిటీ ఇస్ దేర్, యూనివర్సిటీ ఇస్ టీచింగ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, బట్ whether the student is learning, whether the student is applying in his life is not the business of the university. So Brahmana also, his business is to tell and for him to practice. So this is a revision for you. It is not revision for that person. You are not trying to preach to that person. You are preaching to yourself. ఇదంతా మేము ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నాం? ప్రతి వారము సాటర్డే సండే ఎవరు వచ్చినా రాకపోయినా, బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ రివిజన్ ఫర్ అస్. బై ద వే, ఇఫ్ ఎనీబడి టేక్స్ అడ్వాంటేజ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ దేర్ గుడ్. Like that attitude, you can be a Brahmana. You just tell. That's all. Then you become very dear to Krishna. Preeti Patrudu avutavu Krishnudiki. Enduku? Because you are talking about Krishna. You are become Krishna's sales agent. Your magic is not within you. Magic is when they take Krishna's name on their tongue, their life will change. That you are spreading, that you are helping. This is what Krishna likes. Now imagine we are thinking just like a handicapped person, only he needs help. Because he is a blind man, he cannot see, I should help him. You are thinking like that at this point, because in a material sense it is correct. But what scripture is saying, we all are having life, and just now the sloka we read, even though you are breathing, and if you don't have bhakti to Krishna, who are you? A dead person. So who is the first handicapped person? We. Why? Because we don't have bhakti to Krishna. We have bhakti to the body. I want to keep my body nicely, I want to keep my body's extension nicely, and my children, and I want to keep my house nicely, I want to keep my bank balance nicely. Dani meeda bhakti undi. We love all that. So we have to change that to the soul. We have to focus, change the focus to the soul. Then we become perfect. And you share the same knowledge. Anta nerchukunnamo ante share chestam. That's all.
Okay.
This is the process, ante. While doing this, you become pure.
See, we had a desire to, it's a live example. We have desire to preach for ourselves only. We are preaching to ourselves. But Krishna, we don't know most of the people in this group. So many people we don't know. We don't know Nita Mataji. I don't know Parul Mataji. I have not met them. But because they had desire to hear, we have desire to speak, Krishna joined both of us.
Yes.
So if we have desire, the first quality that we need for preaching is that we want to learn and we want to practice it, and we want to share this. Then first 6 months back, I didn't have anybody. In February only I started these classes at home. I didn't know anyone, only one family, Reshma and Varun I knew. Other than that, I did not know anybody. I was not close with anyone. But I put an ad and I started. We have few people now. It's like forming a core group, just like how we have over here. This is our core group. See, my sister is there. My Hema Didi is my sister's Nanand. Anju Didi and Hema Didi are my sister's Nanand. Nanand means Vadina. My sister is in Chennai. Her two Vadinas. So she suggested, and my sister joined the class. Attama Moyagar joined the class. Like that, So basically, slowly, those who are interested, you joined our classes. So Krishna will bring those people interested. We don't have to search for those people. We just have a desire and we speak. Krishna will send the right person to us.
Magnet.
It
Yes.
will be. We are not doing anything. Krishna will only arrange. How much we are sincere, Krishna will send that much sincerity somebody has. See, again, just like parents have to be joined, parent and a child. Krishna is doing that. Like that, Krishna is sending correct connection that we are not doing. Desire is only what we can have. Other than that, we cannot desire any, we cannot have any other quality we have. We have only one thing that we can desire. I want to serve Krishna. Somehow or the other, I want to remember Krishna. Then opportunity will come. Yeah, at the same time, what uncle is doing in Lions Club, we appreciate. There are good things he's doing. You know,
That's
it's
one
good
level.
to do those.
That should take to next
but,
level.
but he doesn't know that according to scripture, any action has a reaction. That he's not aware. So there are so many, just think about it. I'm not talking, just generally I'm telling. So there are so many, there are dogs. They are so in big rich houses. These dogs are there. They have so many facilities. Why is it they got so many facilities? They live more luxurious life than a normal
A lot of
person.
humans.
Lot of humans don't get that, but dogs get that. That means what happened? That person has done such karma that he gets such, such
Facility, but at the same
facility.
time, a dog body.
Yeah. So we have to understand, these things are going on in the world. What are they? Why things are happening? So knowledge is very powerful. Actually, Krishna says that you can cut all our attachments only with the sword of knowledge. The big banyan tree is there. Krishna says that banyan tree, which is this material world, we are attached to this, or we are in this material world, it can be cut. That big banyan tree can be cut only with the sword of knowledge. So we are here to share that knowledge, what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, so that everybody has that knowledge and they can in turn share, learn it nicely. We are also learning. We are not perfect. We have lot of misgivings. We are also filled with all avagunas. We are not perfect, but only one quality we have is that we want to do service to Krishna. We want to somehow or the other serve Guru. We can't even reach Krishna. We can't reach Krishna. We can only serve Guru. Our Guru we can serve. And so as in instruction, Prabhupada says that please preach this message. That's all we are trying to do. We are
She
not
said
perfect.
something.
Yeah,
She
Auntie, you said something. Sorry, I didn't hear.
పర్లేదు ఏం లేదు, నామ పారాయణతో అన్ని వెళ్ళిపోతాయి అంటున్నా.
Correct.
మీరు హరే కృష్ణ మంత్రం చెప్తూ ఉన్నారు.
Yes.
Everything will be washed off.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, it will be washed out. At the same time,
if there is
Jnana and
anything.
Vairagya. So what happens is when we chant Hare Krishna, two things will happen, Jnana and Vairagya. So at the same time, we have to not do chanting only with some sentiment. Of course, with sentimental chanting also, you will get some Jnana. But you want to get, a better knowledge. And so we read scripture and we understand and practice it as much as we can. So thank you so much, everyone, for giving us an opportunity that,
And encouragement.
encouraging us.
For giving us this opportunity.
माताजी नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट टर्न पे ये सकम बिकम के बारे में थोड़ा डिटेलिंग में जाइएगा.
कौन सा?
अकम सकल
कर्मा,
विकर्म.
अकर्मा विकर्मा.
लास्ट टू लास्ट में जाइएगा क्योंकि नेक्स्ट वाले को मैं ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाऊंगी.
नेक्स्ट वाला हम भी नहीं है एक्चुअली. नेक्स्ट क्लास नहीं होगा सैटरडे संडे.
ओके.
प्रभु प्रभु जी प्लीज
प्रभुपाद
एक चीज
विलेज जा रहे हैं आप?
प्रभुपाद
हाँ,
विलेज।
हम प्रभुपाद विलेज जा रहे हैं, तो सैटरडे हम शायद रात को आए या सवेरे आएंगे, तो
Sunday
मोस्टली
also won't be possible.
संडे ऑल्सो वोंट बी
We are
पॉसिबल, सो नेक्स्ट
driving.
वीक।
Yeah.
या रीटा माता जी, आप कुछ कह रहे थे, बोलिए।
क्वेश्चन बहुत देर से है। प्रभु जी ने बताया था द 6 पॉइंट्स जो बताए थे, यज्ञ करना, करवाना,
हाँ।
हाँ हाँ,
पढ़ाना,
लिखिए आप
I
लिख
can,
सकते हैं।
I'll share it in the group.
He can
But
share
वो
it in
जो
the group.
10 more points थे, that was in Telugu, I could not follow. आपने कहा था ये
10 guna, 10 qualities of Brahmana, samo, damo, tapas, saucham,
Yeah, he will.
arjavam, all that I will send that also. I'll share that.
He'll send in the group.
నాకు గుర్తుండదు.
I'll share it.
Yeah. ठीक है।
It's in the 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. I'll send it.
Okay.
Okay.
तो हरे कृष्णा सबको, और हम लोग 3 times चैंट करेंगे। अभी काफी लंबा क्लास हो गया, बट आई थिंक वी आर ऑल एंजॉयिंग, सो इट डजंट मैटर।
हाँ, we
We are going
enjoyed.
deeper and deeper.
That's what we want. So we'll all unmute and we can all chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
जय,
भगवद गीता पाठ की
जय,
आज श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय,
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय।
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.